Hi everyone, in this video we'll be dealing with the two key concepts of linguistics, that is phonology and morphology. So phonology is the study of speech sounds and how they change. Therefore, phonetics studies these speech sounds. Phonemes consist of the smallest unit of sound in speech. For example, the sound b, k, t, etc. are phonemes. Phonemes include both the vowels and consonants, and they together make words. Now comes morphology. Morphology studies the various parts of language and how these parts interact. These parts include the common words that we know, like noun, verb, adverb, adjectives, etc. And morphemes are the smallest grammatical units or the smallest meaningful units. Now comes the prefixes and suffixes. Prefixes are those words or meaningful units which are added before a word, and suffixes are those units which are added after a word. Like for example, in the word reuse, the word or the letters re before the word use is a prefix, and in the word useful, the letters ful after the base word use is a suffix. Both the prefixes and suffixes are together called affixes. So a prefix and a suffix together can be called as an affix, and while the prefix comes before the word, a suffix comes after the word. Now comes two types of morphemes, that are free morphemes and bound morphemes. Free morphemes stand independently, and bound morphemes comes with a suffix or a prefix. Like for example, in the word plant, it is a free morpheme. It can stand independently. But on the contrary, in the word planted, the last two letters ed comes as a bound morpheme attached to the base word plant. Now comes graphenes. Graphenes are smallest unit of written language that is meaningful. It is the minimum unit that can cause a difference in meaning. So graphenes are the smallest meaningful units which can make a change in the meaning of that particular word. Like for example, in the word non-perishable, there are three morphemes. Non is the first morpheme, perish is the second morpheme, and able is the third morpheme. Now in this word, non becomes the prefix attached to the base word perish, and able becomes the suffix attached to the base word able. So there are three morphemes in the word non-perishable: non, perish, and able. Any affix can be a bound morpheme, and the base or main word becomes the morpheme. So any affix attached to a base word becomes a bound morpheme. Now we will be dealing with the topics of derivational and inflectional morphemes. Derivational morphemes. These are affixes which are added to a word and it changes the meaning or function of a word. Like for example, in the word sadly, sad is an adjective and ly is added to the base word sad to make it into an adverb, that is sadly. So the adjective changed its form to an adverb. That is what derivational morphemes do. Now comes inflectional morphemes. Affixes which carry grammatical meanings are known as inflectional morphemes. Like for example, in the word cat, cat is a singular verb, while cats becomes a plural word. So when the morpheme, the inflectional morpheme s is added to the word cat, the singular form changed into a plural form. Another example is that of sail and sailing. To the base word sail, we add the continuous tense, that is ing form, to make it into a word sailing, and the base word sail becomes or changes its form to make it into sailing. So in this video we looked at the key points of phonology, morphology, affixes, and derivational and inflectional morphemes. So phonology studies the basic speech sounds, morphology studies the basic parts of a language, affixes include both prefixes and suffixes, prefix which is added before a word and suffix which is added after a word, and finally the derivational and inflectional morphemes which change the meaning of a word, and another one inflectional which changes the function of a verb. Thank you.